Something that I asked today was, I'm getting straight to the point with God. Yeah, he's that way as well, you know. I'm like, I'm like, is the put, I'm like, is the pushback against pretty much the heathens out there? Is it getting close? The pushback, like a real pushback. You know what I mean? He's like, yes, it's getting close. So, yeah. In my opinion, there hasn't been a pushback against the heathens of the planet since I've been alive. A real pushback. If there was, they wouldn't have mocked Jesus like 2 weeks ago. If there was a pushback, that would have never happened. The strength of the Christians is weak. I would say point blank across the board. If they're still mocking Jesus, if they still have the balls to mock Jesus, the Christian strength on this planet is weak. God knows it as well. So, but not all Christians are weak. Not all. God has put me around super strong Christians, like Bishop. You know what I mean? That's no accident. God has put me around the strongest Christians. I swear he put me right around them for many reasons. So, it's coming. It's coming. Yep. So, because a part of me didn't want there to be a pushback, you know. I didn't care. I didn't really care. But now I'm caring, you know what I mean? I'm caring for certain reasons, you know what I mean? Because God cares. That's why I care, you know. If God didn't care, I wouldn't care. I'd be dead, you know what I mean? But, so yeah. That's why I'm here. I'm not here for peace. I'm not. Never was here for peace. So, it's almost time. For sure. Almost. It's getting close. So. And I asked, I'm like, so the last time there was a real pushback against the enemy, the heathen, same difference, was when Jesus was on the earth. That was the strongest pushback, was when Jesus was on the earth. That's how long it's been since there was a pushback against the heathens, the enemy. It's been that long. I'm not even joking. Yeah, God confirmed it. I'm like, it's been that long, hasn't it, since there's been a real pushback? He's like, yeah. Otherwise, they wouldn't have mocked Jesus the other day. You know what I mean? It's been going on. It's still going. It's still going. I'm like, all right. So, yeah. It's getting close. It is. All this time on the earth, I thought there would have been like a strong force for God. You know what I mean? I did. So I wouldn't have to do anything. Yeah, I wouldn't have to get involved. But that strong force never came about. If it did, they would never have mocked Jesus openly. Never. They'd be too afraid to. They would. God knows and I know it. You know what I mean? They'd be too afraid. You know what I mean? Because they think they have the guts because, oh yeah, Jesus hasn't showed himself physically in so long. He will. He's not going to do anything to us. That's what they think. That's what they think. He's gonna attack him from another angle. Not not just with me, but from other people, for sure. Yeah. Christians have gotten weak, I guess. You know what I mean? So bring in the monster. Yeah. Yeah, I want to get this rolling. Yes, I do, for sure. Just another incident today of someone yelling at me out of a car. I'm like, when is this going to start, God? When are we going to push back with these idiots? You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm tired of being Mr. Nice Guy. I am sick of it. It's not true anyways. I'm not Mr. Nice Guy. God knows it. I'm not. So, yeah. Nobody wants this place to burn like me. Nobody does. Not even God wants this place to burn like me. Not even He does, probably. He just has to do it. God has to burn this place. He has to cleanse it, in my opinion. But with me, I want to. I want to. Yeah. I don't like it here, even still. Yeah. Pretty soon, I'll have to have the. It's coming. Me stepping into my real role, my real purpose. No messing around. No messing around. God will make it happen. He'll make it. He'll make something come to fruition. He will. So, and maybe I have to force it as well. Maybe force the issue and not be Mr. Nice Guy. You know, all around. Like fight for Jesus. 100%. Like 24/7. Offense. You know what I mean? Instead of just sitting back and seeing what God wants me to do, I'm going to make stuff happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. Until the word spreads. Adam wants war. Until the word not secretive war, where they're targeting me, invisible, open war. So open that they won't ever mock Jesus again. That open. That open. War. That obvious as well. Yeah. God will provide the way. He will. Yeah. To push the momentum. He'll provide the way. Yeah. So, the Christians know I exist, but they don't know who I am. Nope. God wants it that way for now. He just wants the Christians to think I'm just some nobody, curious soul, basically. But I think Bishop senses I am more than I appear. I think he senses it. No matter how hard I try to hide it, you know what I mean? So, I haven't put my full foot forward, in my opinion. I haven't. Yeah. Like completely forward. You know what I mean? 100% with God forward. Not yet. It's getting there. 100%. Full conviction, full force, like Bishop is. I admit, it's been hard for me to get over all the things I've been through in life. It's been hard for me to get over it and be full force for God, like fully on board. You know what I mean? If I'm honest. I want to believe that the Christians have it handled for God. They don't. No. If they're still mocking Jesus, it's not. The force for good is not stronger right now to make them not do that. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So, it's getting close, for sure. Yeah, I asked today. So, I may be late to the party, but I'll be leading the way eventually. I may be late to the party coming into this war. I may be late to the party, So I'm Christian for like 4 or 5 months. I'm late to the party. Better late than never. there's a reason why it's now rather than before, you know? Because growing up in Mormonism, I didn't believe in God at all. I couldn't fight for God in Mormonism. I didn't believe in him. I had no conviction in God at all. I thought he was pathetic, you know? I thought God was a klutz that couldn't defend children. That's what I thought of God. He knows that already, though. So me fighting for God now, it's different. It's a different position for sure. God has proven a lot more to me than he did when I was growing up in Mormonism. I wasn't even trying in Mormonism. I'm like, God is pathetic. I quit. That's what I did. I'm like, God is pathetic. I quit. I'm done. Just like Bishop did. He's like, if God's like the Pentecostals, I quit. You know, we both did that. Funny enough, we're like God's strongest soldiers right now. The ones that were like, you know, God's pathetic, we quit. You know, now we're the strongest soldiers for God now. You know, how's that for a turn of events? Seems like. I don't know. For a lot of my life, I didn't care about what the people did on this earth. I didn't care, you know, because of what I went through. I didn't care. I'm like, you know, God didn't care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You know, that's why I didn't care. You know, eat, drink, and be merry. You know, all around me. You know, fornication all around me. You know, sin all around me. I don't care. I'm like, God betrayed me as a kid, anyways. I don't care. That's what I thought a lot of my life. I'm like, God didn't care, so why would I care? You know. But now it's a different ball game. It is. It is. It's definitely a different ball game now. Big time. The thing that I'm kind of hesitant about, because if there's pushback against the heathens, that means a lot of the people in my life growing up, they're going to get God's wrath. They are. 100%. That's why I'm so tentative. I don't want to be the one that causes their destruction, you know, or the precursor of their destruction before God's vengeance, basically. But today I'm like, oh well, so be it. So be it. You know, if God kills my family, oh well. Oh well. You know, oh well. Oh well. It is what it is, you know. So Jesus was right. My biggest enemies were my family. He was right about that. The biggest enemies of your life will be your family. When Jesus said that, that's factual. That's factual. My biggest enemies I've ever had were my family of origin. They were my biggest enemies. Still kind of are, you know, they kind of affect me. The after effects, you know. But it's tough, you know. I mean, all those years around my family, I thought God and my family were on the same page. God and my family. And I was the bad guy with the devil, with Satan. I thought, you know, so now it's different. I'm like, now God's want me to help him. Yes, he is. It's interesting. It is. Anyways, enough about that history lesson that we all know. Basically, it's getting close. The pushback. I guarantee you, they won't have the balls to do something like that after the pushback happens. And we keep the pushback pressing, 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 pressing. No letting up. Pressing, pressing, pressing. Until they all contemplate lives. I'm not joking. If they did it to me, I'm going to do it to them. They pushed me to that point, I'm going to push them to that point. I'm not joking. I'm going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. You know how it's like nearly impossible for a psychopath to end their own life? I'm going to make it happen. I'm not joking. I'm going to keep pushing, 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 pushing until they feel fear. That much fear. Through their false selves, they feel it so much they take themselves out. They did it to me, I'm doing it to them. I am. Payback's a bitch. It's been a long time coming. Yep, it's been a long time coming. Yeah. It's so morbid. They did it to me. I don't care. I do it to them. So, but this time I have God on my side. I have God on my side. Before I didn't think I had God on my side at all. I thought God was on their side. But now I've got on my side. Yeah. I think I'm healthy enough to get this push going, to get this ball rolling. I'm healthy enough, for sure. That's what I decided today. I'm healthy enough to do this. You know, if Jesus could complete his mission barely alive, I can in this condition. I can complete my mission like this. No problem. No problem. But that's what I've noticed. God has surrounded me with his strongest Christians, followers. He has. Somehow they've all come to certain locations. His strongest. And God is behind it. He is. He's brought his strongest warriors to certain churches. He has. No doubt about it. His strongest. Bishop is one of them. No joke. Yeah. No more just YouTube army. Real life army. God's making real life army on the same page. You know what I mean? No joke. Get me up to strength quickly. You know. So doesn't matter if I don't understand the Trinity. Who cares? It's war anyways. It's war anyways. You know what I mean? It is. Like I'm no savior of anybody. Who am I kidding? I'm no savior of anybody. I'm just a gladiator that wants war. I am. I do. Not this patty cake war that they have to use metal for war. That's patty cake war. It is. You know what I mean? Did Jesus have a nuclear missile on his back for war? No. Men need all these metal things. They need nuclear missiles. They need guns for war. Not God. Not me either. No weapons this whole way. I am the weapon. No weapons this whole way. Yeah. It's going to be pretty sweet. Yeah. When God just blows up all the metal weapons in front of me. War over. War over. Oh, you're nothing without the metal weapons. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. You're nothing without metal. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Weaklings. Need metal for war. Weaklings. Real men don't need metal. Greatest greatest man of all time, Jesus, did he have a weapon? No. You don't need metal for real war. No. Yeah. I still stand by what I say. I'm like, if Jesus didn't need any weapons, I don't either. I don't either. I'll win this whole thing with no metal, weapons, nothing. I'll win the whole war. Not by myself. But you think about it. Why would I need any of those measly metal weapons when I have God? You know what I mean? Exactly. Exactly. You think a nuclear missile could affect God? No. No. It's pathetic. You know what I mean? It's laughable. You know what I mean? Do you think the Tower of Babel could reach God? No, it's laughable what men think they can do to God. It's laughable. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm pretty much as ready as I'm going to be. Pretty much. Pretty much. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say. Is it's getting close. If you're tired of their nonsense on television, mocking Jesus, if you're tired of them doing that, and then people just talking about it for hours, your wish is coming true. They won't even have the balls to do any of that, or even talk about it. They won't even have the balls. They won't. Because God knows I've been holding back. I haven't been sure about God fully yet. About a lot of things I haven't been fully sure about. If I was full force, full belief, 100% full, this whole war would shift. I mean, the whole paradigm would shift. That's how forceful I would be. You know what I mean? I would. I'd be that convicted. You know. Like I said, I'm getting close. I'm like 97% convicted in Jesus. I'm almost a full tilt. Full. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Yeah, I'm almost there. I am. There's a stubborn part of me. There's a stubborn part of me. I'm like, I don't want to be 100% full force with Jesus. You know what I mean? He won't be my rival anymore. You know, that's my story. You know what I mean? Jesus won't be my rival. You know, if I'm 100% with Jesus, 100%, like full 100%, the rivalry is gone. You know what I mean? It's gone. It's completely gone. You know. What do I have to live for? You know? What do I have to live for? You know? That's what I think about. What would motivate me? You know, to get stronger. You know. But yeah, the time for talk is almost over. It is. It is. It's almost over. It's time for pushback. It is. It's time for pushback. I'm not sure what that'll look like. But God will make it happen. He will. He'll make it happen. So what? It's undeniable. Like, the force for God is finally stronger than the force of evil on the earth. Finally. Since the days of Jesus, basically. basically. You know what I mean? This planet's been run by evil since Jesus left. You know, it's just been an evil earth, basically. So, it is getting close. For sure. For sure. I barely got on board to support Israel. Barely. God's getting me more committed to this war. He is, as I go. He's got me committed to Jesus. He's got me committed to the Christians. He's got me committed to the fight for Israel with the Christians. He's got me involved, all right? He's got me more involved than I thought I'd ever be. Way more involved. So the pushback's coming. It is. It is. And the joking around side of me will be gone. It will be. Yeah. It's already happening. The part of me that just thought this whole life is a joke, and God's just playing the prank on me. That's gone. Now it's like it's not a joke. God's serious. We're going to war. All right, we are. I'm a warrior. We're going to war. Yeah, duh. Duh. God makes no mistakes. Why send a warrior? Why send the warrior? You know what I mean? God's expecting war. Yeah. Open war. That cannot be denied by the public. Finally. The war that the public's trying to deny, that me and God both know about, and you guys know about as well, the warfare going on that nobody wants to openly talk about and admit is happening. It will be undeniable. The warfare will finally be undeniable. The warfare between Satan and God's people, the warfare will be undeniable. To the point where all the atheists are like, holy hell, it's real. Satan's real. Oh, God's real. It'll be undeniable. Yeah, finally. Finally. You know what I mean? Everyone would be like, oh, that's what this is about. Oh. Yeah. All this time I thought my favorite TV show was so important. You know what I mean? No, that's why you're left alone from the war. That's why you're left alone, because you're not a threat at all. Oh, I just watch my Jeopardy and just watch, do my routine, not causing any waves. That's why you're left out of the war. You're no threat to either side. Yeah, I mean, you're in La La Land in your own TV world, Pretty soon you're going to be like, oh man, that warfare was going on the whole time. Yes, it's going to be undeniable. I'll make it that way. I'll make it undeniable. Yeah. Let's get close. That's what I'm saying. God's like, don't worry about what anybody says or thinks. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter anymore. I got nothing to live for anyway, except for this. This is all I have to live for now. You know what I mean? At least while I'm on the earth. You know what I mean? participate in the world stuff. No. No, I'm not here to play golf with the rich guys. I'm not here for that. No, fuck those guys. God was right. I thought about this today. God was right. It's easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than for a rich man to go to the kingdom of heaven. Now I know why. You know what I mean? You know, no matter how much money they have, it's never enough. Never enough. Yeah, gotta have more. Gotta have more money. Gotta have more. You know what I mean? That's why they can't get into heaven. Their greed consumes them. You know what I'm saying? I just want enough money for the necessities. That's all I want. You know what I'm saying? Even that's tough. You know? But here these. That's what made me sick in the cult. The prophets have like 2-3 houses. The apostles have 2-3 houses. I'm like, are you kidding me? We're barely scraping by. Are you kidding me? I was sickened. And I'm like, oh my God, if you're supporting all that crap while we're suffering in poverty, you can go to hell. You can go to hell. Yeah. That's what I thought about God back then. No joke. You know, his number one servants on the earth, the apostles, in my face. The apostles for Jesus, apparently. The apostles for Jesus. If you've been in the Mormon religion, you know what I'm talking about. They think they're the apostles for the real Jesus. They have 2-3 houses, you know, while all the rest of us are like barely scrapping by in poverty. I'm like, but that's how cults work. That's how cults work. You know, the leaders are like, you know, they're banking off you while everybody else gets screwed. You know what I mean? They get screwed high and dry, no money, broke, barely alive. That's how it goes in a cult, if you didn't know. Yeah. God knows it as well. He does. I'm like, I was telling the Christians, I'm like, I was surprised Jesus wasn't clueless about all the corruption going on. I was surprised, you know what I mean? Like he was against the hypocrisy. I didn't know that, you know. I thought Jesus was supporting those corrupt bureaucrat apostles. I thought he was. You know what I mean? I thought I was the better man. You know? Just kidding. Yeah. Apparently the real Jesus is legit. He ain't like that at all. The Jesus that was against the hypocrites of old is the same guy now. He is. He's the same type of guy now. No joke. He's against the hypocrites now as he was back then. Same. He's the same way. He is. Yeah. But enough about that. Leave the saving for Jesus. Leave the war for me. Leave the gladiator for war. Yeah. I ain't here to save people. That's not my purpose. That's not my mission. Not at all. Never was. I couldn't save anybody if I wanted to. It'd be a lie anyways. Deep down I'd be like, you screwed me in the past, I want you to burn. That's the real me. So, that's a true story. A lot in my life. Oh, you screwed me over, I want you to burn. I hope that burning in the Bible's true. Apparently it is. Apparently. God's confirmed that to me like 3 times in this mercy period. The burning of the world will happen. He's like confirmed it 3 times in different ways. I'm like, alright. The vengeance really will happen. But if you ever been around psychopaths and stuff, you know what I mean? They're not real people. They're not. They'll tell you that themselves. They're not. They're a fake persona. So God cleansing the world, he's not really taking out anybody. They're not real people. It's just like, So don't get too close to it all. Don't get too attached. They're not real people anyways, if you didn't know that. If I have to educate you about psychopaths. Again, if you haven't figured that out. If you're not one of them. They have a fake persona. They're not a real person. But they walk around like a person. They talk like a person. They're not. I'm serious. They're not. I was around my father, my biological father, for 30 years of my life. I still don't know who he really is. I still don't. I was around him most of my life. I still don't know who he really is. That's how much acting he was doing. I don't know who he is on a deep level of any kind. He's all performing. It's not a real person. It's hard to get your mind wrapped around it. If I wasn't around it most of my life, I'd be like everybody else. I'd be like, that's nonsense. But I was around it. It's not nonsense. Yeah, it's not. Yep, that fake persona will go and go and go until the day they take their last breath, in my opinion. That fake persona will not go, will not, you know what I mean? It won't. I always wondered why God couldn't help them, but maybe they're beyond help. Maybe psychopaths are beyond help, because I never saw them change. Stop their bad behavior. Never admit fault. Never apologize. Nothing. Maybe that's why God has to wipe them out. Maybe they can't be redeemed. That's kind of crazy, though. That God can't reach the psychopaths. Interesting. Very interesting. Maybe after they die, maybe. I don't know. He can reach them. I don't know how that will work. I don't know. Yeah. Interesting. If you've been around psychopaths and you know you were around psychopaths, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. My brain still has trouble comprehending the whole experience around them. Yeah. Still, even though I'm trying to move on, my brain still struggles with the whole experience around psychopath. It does. I'm not joking. Like, I can't believe I lived around that for that long. Around fake people. Convincing myself that they were my real parents when they weren't. Trying to convince myself. Oh yeah, they're real people. They really care about me. I'm like trying to lie to myself. All part of the training of the battle axe. As ugly as it was. Yeah. God's serious about training his weapons. With psychopaths training me. Think about that. I'm being tested and trained by psychopaths that called themselves my parents. And they were against me the whole time, targeting me. Insane training. No joke. deserve my mention, They're my enemy. Pretty soon there's going to be pushback to the point where they will be forced to change. They will be. Yeah. Does the machine feel fear? We'll see. We'll see if those machines feel fear. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. God knows what he's doing. Of this I'm sure. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to mature me very fast. He is. Trying to make me a scary man of war. Like no joke. Surrounding me by his best warriors until I'm the best warrior. Until I am. And it's obvious that I'm the strongest one. The commander on the ground. Yeah. Yeah. I asked Earl, I'm like, why did God allow the dragon, Satan, to be in the garden, from the beginning? What was he doing? He's like, God could foresee the sin thing, bringing men closer to God in the end. The struggle with sin and struggle with all that stuff, with evil and all that, it would draw people stronger to God, closer to God in the end. And I think he's right. I think he's absolutely right. No joke. Because I don't think I would have gone towards God like this if I didn't experience all that evil around me most of my life. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? God in his ways. God in his crazy ways. You know what I mean? Method to the madness. A method to the madness. That's what I'll say. A method to the madness. Some John the Baptist said, Jesus is a for sure thing. More than math is a for sure thing. That was probably from God because he knows how exact I respect math. Out of anything I learned in school, it's exact. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's not like lies from a history book. That from history class they tell you lies. Math is more truthful. Yeah. And John's like, even Jesus is more truthful than math. It's more of a for sure thing than math. And God knew that would get to me. He did. Because God knows I'm like, the only thing that was truthful in school was math. Math doesn't lie. 2 plus 2 is 4. It doesn't lie like every other subject in school. Like evolution and stuff. Lies, and all that nonsense, But math is truthful. It is. That's why I respect math. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. And neither does Jesus. That's what God's trying to tell me. Numbers don't lie, and neither does Jesus. That's a for sure thing. You know what I mean? He's more truthful than math, apparently. He's more truthful than math. Yeah. God knew that would get my attention. It's still hard for me to believe that Jesus is more truthful than me. That's still hard for me to believe. That's still hard for me to believe. I'll have to see it for myself in my face. I'll have to see it for myself in my face. Put it to the test. Someone that can tell me the truth always in my face. I'll have to see this for myself. I'll have to see this for myself when that comes. When that day comes. I'll have to see this for myself. I've never come across someone that truthful in this life. I've never. This is a big deal. This is a big deal for me. Even if the truth hurts, at least someone can tell the truth always. Even if the truth hurts me, Anyway, that's all I want to say. I'm going all over the place as always. But the pushback against the heathens, basically the narcissist, Satan, in a nutshell, the darkness, whatever name you want to call them, the pushback is coming. It's close. Yep, it's close. It is. I'm not just talk. I feel like I got a real answer to that today. It's close. Finally, the force for God on the earth will be undeniable. That'll make the enemy back down. Finally. That they would never do that mocking of Jesus. Never. They would never do that nonsense. Ever. They will think twice. There will be a pushback so strong they will think twice about doing something like that. They will think twice. They will. They'll be like, should we do this or is Adam going to kill us? That's what they'll say. Yes, they will. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. You know what I mean? They're not a real person. Who cares? There are worse things than death. There are worse things than death. That's for sure. They're gonna wish they're gonna die. They're gonna wish. Yes, indeed. We'll see. We shall see. The time's close. It is. It's been a long time coming. For sure. God knows what he's doing. He'll make the tidal wave. He'll make the tidal wave come. He will. So. He's just been doing a lot of preparation stuff first. A lot of preparation stuff with me. A lot of before there's a push. A lot of preparation stuff, purification, you name it. Before there's an actual push. A sword to the enemy's neck type of a push. Give it me. Sharper than a two-edged sword. But anyway, that's all I want to say for this video. It's getting close, which is good because I got annoyed today badly. I'm sick of this place. When are we going to go on real offense? God, when are we going to go on real offense? To the point where they're recoiling and curling up in a ball in the corner of a room, crying. When are we going to go on that kind of offense? You know what I mean? He's like, Sam. Like, all right. Good. Very good. Very, very good. A monster has to take down the monsters, right? Don't judge how. Yeah. Don't judge. I'm no Jesus. All right. I'm no Jesus. All right. this weapon. He is. He's behind it. He's totally behind it. He's behind my creation to this point. Jesus himself is behind it all. Yes. Yeah. He's not all Mr. Lovey-dovey. Yeah. He's Mr. Serious Business sometimes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Bible's right about the mean side of Jesus. The Bible's right. The Bible's right about the mean side. Yeah. I don't know if his mean side is greater than his love side. I don't know. Because I felt his love. His love feels like it's stronger than his anger. But he could be hiding his anger. Yeah, he could be. He could be hiding his real anger towards the people on the earth. He could be. Yeah. He could be more angry than I think. Jesus. Yeah. Only he knows for sure, though. Obviously. I don't really know how mad he really is. I don't really know. But if he's as angry as strong as his love is, it's like equal. Man, it really is gonna get ugly. Yep. It is. It is. But I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm getting ready. I'm almost there. You know. I'm almost there. Nowhere to run except for straight for war. There's nowhere to run except for straight for war. Right at the heathens. There's nowhere to run. I'm surrounded no matter where I go. There's nowhere to run. Might as well declare war openly for all to see. Might as well get that going. You know. Because in my opinion, like I've said before, there hasn't been a real push on the side of Jesus. Not a real one. In my opinion. No offense if you think there has been a strong push for Jesus. If they're still mocking Jesus, they ain't afraid of you. They're not afraid of you if they're still mocking him. The push hasn't been strong enough, alright? That's what I'm trying to say. We're trying to get it strong enough so they never do that again. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I'll say for this video. In a nutshell, it's getting close. It's getting close. God knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He's not an idiot. So. He's not like me or any man on the earth. God's not an idiot. He's not. He's not an idiot at all. I don't care what anybody says. He's smart. Super smart. Scary smart. Like still a step ahead of me smart. For sure. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I'll say for this video. I felt like it was time to make this video. Because I've been tired of their nonsense for a while. But I'm like, can we finally make a push? instead of this preparation period, purification period, can we make a push finally? You know what I'm saying? So they're like backing down, you know what I mean? Because they're not acting like they're afraid of you, God. They're not acting like it out there. They're not mocking Jesus openly for all to see. They're not acting like they're afraid of you, God. Let's pick up the pace. All right, let's get this moving. You know what I mean? Even if I have to force it myself. Like King Leonidas poking the bear of the Persians. Even if I have to do it myself. Maybe I have to do it myself. Maybe that's what God wants. He wants me to step up and poke the bear myself. Full force. Even without full conviction in Jesus. Yet. Not 100%. Still poke the bear fully. You know what I mean? Maybe I can do that in one of my videos. Poke the bear so openly and make the title of the video so undeniable to miss. You know what I mean? That it'll poke the bear. It'll go viral. I'll poke the bear that badly. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, he's going to go to war. And he seems serious. He seems dead serious. See how truthful he is in all of his videos? He's dead serious. I am dead serious. I'm totally dead serious. I don't want to be here. I want to get this moving. I want to end this thing. I want to end this whole thing until the whole enemy's dead. Not even joking. They're all in hell. I don't want to get this going. Till they're all dead and they're all in hell. Let's get this moving. Sorry if that's crazy talk, but it's reality talk with me. Yeah, on the battle axe, it's crazy talk all the time. I'm God's battle axe, alright? It's no messing around. It's no messing around with me. I'm very honest. I'm very honest. I want them all dead in hell and in hell already. I already do. I'm like, yeah. I thought it was going to be me in hell, but I guess it's not. But so let's have it be them in hell. Get this over with. Get Jesus here, you know. Clear the way for Jesus, you know. Get to that point where there's no more pain anymore, you know. I'm restless for that time, like you would not believe. Like you would not believe. That's why I want to get this moving. I don't even care if I'm not the white horse. I don't even care if I'm not the white horse. I'll make myself the white horse to get this moving. I'll make myself the white horse. And that's what maybe Revelations is about. It's like someone that made himself the white horse. You know what I mean? Maybe. Let's get this moving. I'll make myself the white horse of Revelation. I've made my own future happen in Revelation. I made it happen, you know? God knew it, like, based on what I saw, I would make it happen. I'd make myself the white horse without the horse. I don't need the horse. I am the white horse. I am the white horse without the horse. You heard me right. You heard me right. I'm the white horse without even the horse. I don't need a horse. I don't need it. I'm the white horse without the horse. I'll make it happen. I'll think that the white horse is someone that makes himself the white horse. You know, God already knew that would happen. He would make himself the white horse. I'm like, I'll make myself the white horse. So the prophecy happens. I'll make myself that white horse. Everyone's like, he's calling himself the white horse. He made himself the white horse of Revelations. He made it happen. Revelations was right. The white horse came. He made it happen because he wanted to be the white horse. He made it happen. He started war against all of them. Openly, he conquered. He made it happen himself. Yeah. I will make it happen. I will make it happen. I'll even wear a white shirt. I don't care. Even when I first read about the white horse, I was wearing a white shirt. Premonition. I'll make it happen. Yep, I'll wear a white shirt. I will. Alex has dreams. He does. White horse is my dream. To the point where I will make it happen. I will make it happen. God knows it. God does that to me. He does. He makes it seem like God's doing nothing. God's doing nothing. God's doing nothing. They're mocking Jesus. God's doing nothing. God's doing to the point where I had enough and I make offensive moves. I make offensive moves. You know, I'm like uniting with Christians all around. I'm like, I'm making offensive moves. You know what I mean? Like strengthening myself. I'm making offense. That's what God's doing. That's what God's doing. He's making me think that God's not doing anything. He's watching people mock him. I'll make offensive moves myself. That's what God always does to me. You know? He does. To get me motivated, he does. Like, God's not doing anything. I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself. I'll poke the bear myself. Even if it's in videos, I'll make a crazy video to poke the bear. I will. You know, I'll make the craziest video. Even if it's not this one, I'll make the title so undeniable that everybody watches it. Yeah, poke the bear. I've got no friends anyway. Not really. Well, some people out there. Yeah. But most of the time, I'm still alone all the time, you know. Same. God knows. It feels weird to not be hated. I want to be hated again. I want to be hated again, God. Make it happen. Things are getting boring. I want to be hated again. Get me hated by some other group. The Muslims. Get me hated by them. Get me hated by them, you know. Start the Crusades with Jesus and Muhammad. Let's start the Crusades, you know. Get me hated again, you know. The battle axe feels weird if he's not hated. It feels weird, all right? I need to get hated again. It motivates me to be hated. It does. I get complacent if I'm not hated. I get complacent if I'm not hated by everybody. I get complacent. I do. You know, I don't have the fire set underneath me if I'm not hated. You know? It motivates me to be the most hated man on earth. It motivates me. It does. Because I know it's true, you know. Since Jesus isn't on the ground, it's me. I'm the most hated. If you didn't know that, I am. Pretty soon it'll be public knowledge that I'm hated openly. It'll be public knowledge. Especially if God makes me poke the bear for real. You know what I mean? If he does. But God has wisdom. He's held off on this for a while. A full push against the enemy, openly, to the point where they won't do those shenanigans anymore. They won't do any crazy thing anymore. In the Super Bowl halftime, they won't do any of that nonsense. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make that much of a push. We are. They're going to think twice about doing that kind of nonsense on television. Yeah. It was King Leonidas himself that provoked him. You know that line from 300. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Because God isn't poking him. He isn't. So it's going to be me. It's going to be me. And it's supposed to be me. It's supposed to be me, I swear. He gets me to think like, oh, God's not doing anything again. God's not doing anything again. They're mocking Jesus. He's not doing anything. So it makes me motivated for me to do something. To go on more offense instead of being defensive. As I sometimes do. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. That's good enough for this video. But it's getting close, it is. I'm getting bored, so I'm glad. I'm glad. This world bores me. It does. I've seen those shenanigans my whole life. You know, I've seen those shenanigans that the enemy does. I've seen that my whole life. That's why I don't watch television. I've seen that my whole life. I'm getting bored. I want to make it so they don't do that anymore. For real. Like, no joking around. Think twice before they do that again. Yeah. But anyways, that's all I'll say for this video. But it's coming. Yeah. It's coming for sure. God's doing it a certain way for some reason. He has the most wisdom. So I gotta trust he knows what he's doing. He has the most wisdom. For sure. He can see the bigger picture that I can't see fully. So he has the wisdom of why. That's what I'll say. He has the wisdom of why. He already knows how we win. Jesus already won, but he knows how we win too. That's what I'll say. He knows how we all win. You know what I mean? Jesus knows how to win, so it shows us how to win. That's what I'll say. Because in my opinion, I haven't really felt like I've won. I haven't felt like I've won. I haven't. Like, well, good for you, Jesus. You won. I haven't felt like I've won at all. I survived, yes, but I don't feel like I've won. Yeah. Do I look like I've won? No. Where's my victory flag? Nowhere to be seen. Yeah. Where's my victory trophy? Nowhere to be seen. All I got's this for a victory trophy. That's all I got. But this is just the beginning of the war. This is the precursor for the beginning of the war. This means I'm almost fully on board. Almost. 97%. Yeah. But I might poke the bear myself. Even though I'm not 100% in Jesus yet. I'll poke the bear anyways. Because I'm impatient. Yeah, that's all I want to say for this video.